At you live session. Hopefully it's a live session because this is showing scheduled. I don't want scheduled, I want live. And there we go. All right. So, oh, now I got two of them showing live. That's weird. All right. So again, last night was our monthly poker outing with our friends, and I finished my bottle of Chivas. I'm feeling it this morning. Again, not in a good way. All right, so I'm going to roll out my current go-to strategy. So I like the lay four. This is my current version of that lay four. I did the pure lay four with the counting when I was on Royal Caribbean in May, and I was very successful with that. I made my profit targets, but I wanted to add another twist to it, so I've added the lay for the come out only one roll or until the puck is off, so or puck is on a number. And that's my current go-to. So I don't know when I'm going to go back out on Victory, probably sometime in July. But for now, this is the one I practice every day, at least several times on WinCraps on my computer. And now I'm just rolling it out. I got whacked 3 times doing this when I first started back on my table. And I had a couple of sessions that were consistent with what I see on WinCraps. So anyway, we're going to see where we're at. So $1,000 bankroll. I got 900 in black. I got 80 in nickels, and I got 20 in dollars. Because I used my chips as my counter, I got one of my $100 chips is at the beginning of my stack of ones here. All right, so we're going to start with a lay four, $2 vig on the come out. Here we go. And there's a yo. I better put my pass line and don't. So I do a do don't when I can on a live table. It's usually fine. All right, so that would be a wash. That would increment our counter by 1. Here we go. Looking for a point, preferably a 7. There's an 8. All right, so now we're on the 8, and we are off on our lay. That's our second roll. So again, we're counting. With this strategy, we count to 10. 10 rolls without a 7. And then we go out on a lay 4. So there's a hard 4, roll number 3. We were off on our lay, so no big deal. And there's a 6, roll number 4. So right now I got no action, nothing going on. Oops. 415. All right, so that's our 5th roll. So we'll put in a nickel there, take away the 4, put them back behind. And there's a 9, 5, 4. It's going to be our 6th roll. And there's a 5, 2, 3, 3, 2. 7th roll. And again, my rationale for doing this, waiting for 10 rolls, is on average, we should see about 6 rolls between 7. So I figure if I get to 10, then I'm well above average. And my expectation is that a 7 should be coming. 6, 3, 9. That's roll number 9. All right, here we go. Let's see, can we get 10 rolls? And we got snake eyes, so we did. All right, so that's our 10 rolls. And I don't really need to keep counting after the 10. We're going to go back out on our lay 4 with our $100. Now we're looking for a 7. And there it is. All right, so it's going to cost us $2 big, going to pay us $50. We're off on the 8. And we're coming out, so we have our lay 4 out there still. And there's a 7, come out 7, which is beautiful. That's what we like to see. So $2 big, $50 on that. Here we go. Still looking for a point, preferably a 7. There's a 6, hard 6. All right, so we're on the 6, off on the lay 4. Going to reset our counter. We got one roll in, which is the 6. And here we go. Looking for that 10 count again. There's a 6, so that's a point hit. Second roll. We don't do anything. We don't put out a bet. We're still good. Just counting our rolls. And there's a 7. It would have been nice to have been on, but we weren't. All right, so we're going to reset our counter. Here we go. Oh, shoot. My lay should have been back out there because there was a 7. All right, but it wasn't, so I won't take credit for it. But anyway, I should have been out there. Per my strategy, I should have been out there, and that second 7 would have paid. So now we will put it out there. Chances of getting 3 7s are pretty remote. There's an 8, 6, 2. All right, so our counter is going to increment by 1. Now we're off on our lay. Here we go. And there's a 6, 3, 9. Second roll. Again, we're just incrementing. We're counting our rolls. And there's a hard 10. Third roll. And there's a 7 out. Okay. So that was roll number 4. 7 out. So we're back on our lay. Coming out. Looking for a 7. We got a 10. 6, 4. All right. So we're on a 10. Off on our lay. Increment by 1. Here we go. Looking for a 10 count. There's a 4, 1, 5. 2, and there's a 4, 1, 5. That's 3, and there's a 6, 4, 10. So it's a point hit, and that's 4. New point, 7. All right, so reset our counter. Put our lay back out. Looking for another 7. And we got a 5. All right, 4, 1. So we're on that. We're off on our lay. We're going to increment by 1. Start our count again. Looking for 10 rolls. And we got a 10, hard 10. And I think the interesting one, for me anyway, there's a yo, is when you're counting these rolls, it's amazing how many rolls are short of, there's a 6, 2, 8, short of the probabilistic average of 6 rolls. All right, so that's 4 rolls. And there's a yo again. All right, so we're going to replace our 4 whites with a red nickel. Put those behind, continue our count. Roll count, and there's a 7 out. All right, so that was 6 rolls, exactly probability, average. All right, so we reset our counter, and we are back on our lay, coming out. And there's a 10, 6, 4. All right, so we're on a 10. We're off on our lay, and we increment our counter by 1. Pretty simple strategy, easy to keep track of, which I like. Here's a 12, boxcars. Second roll. And really you only need 4 white chips. If you're using the red like I do. 2, 1, 3. Craps, 3. And third roll. 6, 3, 9. Roll number 4. 2 snake eyes. Roll number 5. Put a nickel in there. Move the 4 behind. Here we go. And there it is. Probability 6 rolls. 7 out. All right. So we reset our counter. So again, we had nothing at risk there. Now we do. We're back out on our lay. Coming out. 5, 4, 1, 5. All right, so we're on the 5, off on our lay, increment by 1. Here we go. Oh, okay. Good morning, Waylon. How you doing, brother? All right, so 639. So we'll bump that to 2 rolls. All right, and we got boxcars again. Roll number 3. 8, 5, 3, 8. Roll number 4. And 8 again. Hard 8 this time. That's roll number 5. So we'll put a nickel up here. Take the 4, put them behind. Continue our roll count. 8 again. Hard 8. All right. So that's roll number 6. And there's a 3. Acey deucey. Roll number 7. And 10 is arbitrary. I didn't really do any analysis. All right, so that was roll number 8, and that was a 617 out. So we reset our counter, put the nickel back, put our lay 4 back out, coming out. This is my go-to. All right, so we got to come out 7. So it's a $2 vig. It's going to pay me 50. So right now it looks like we're up about 150 on that. This is my lay 4 strategy. This is my go-to. This is really my go-to strategy. So really the lay 4 with the count, which I did on that last cruise every day, I really like waiting for a 10 count and then putting my lay 4 out. And then what I've done is I've added the come out lay 4 now, but only on the come out. Then I bring it down. All right, there's a yo. So that's roll number 1. So I'm waiting for a 10 count to put my lay 4 out after the come out. There's a 3, craps 3. 3 craps. All right, that's 2 rolls. And there's a 6. Point is 6. So that marked the 6. My lay comes down. Increment my counter. So that was 3 rolls total. So I'm looking for 10 rolls before I go back out again. There's a 9. Roll number 4. And there's a 4, hard 4. We're not on it, so that's a good time to see it. That's roll number 5. Put the 4 behind. Here we go. Roll number 6 is an 8, 5, 3. Yeah, it's just and especially with this because I don't have anything in action, so I can sit there and I can observe the table and observe the way people play. 6, 2, 8. That's roll number 7. Always more 10s rolled than 4s in my opinion. 4 is the best option. Yeah, I don't understand that. Statistically, probability-wise, it should be the same, but I agree. I definitely see more 10s than 4s. Shouldn't be that way, but that does seem to be my observation as well. 5, 1, 6. All right, so that's a point hit. So we're off. That was our 8th roll. Okay, so we're still counting. We're not going to put any bets. We got nothing at risk now except for our pass and don't against the boxcars. All right, 4, 2, 6. So we're back on the 6. That's roll number 8. And there's our 5, 2, 7 out. Darn it. So we didn't make it to 10 rolls. We made it to 9 roll. Actually, that would have been our 10th roll, but we missed it by 1. So that's okay. We had nothing at risk, so we're just playing probabilities. Reset our counter, put our lay back out. 5, 2, 7. Here we go, coming out. 5, 1, 6. All right, so we're on the 6. Take our lay down, increment our counter by 1. Keep going. And there's a 9. So again, because I don't have anything at risk, I'm watching how people play, and it just amazes me because I'm sitting there counting. Like there's a 6, 1, 7 out right there. All right, so that was roll number 3. And you see those short rolls so often, but yet people will press and press and press, and then they don't, they get upset when the 7 comes out, and it takes, because most people buy in for $200-300, and if you're going out at 64 across, which is a reasonable way to go across, after the point, and you get whacked 2, 3, 4 times, you're done, and that's exactly what you see. All right, so reset our counter, 617. Go back out on our lay 4. So it's one of two things. They'll come down and then all right, 538. They'll do their 64 across or whatever, and they'll get whacked by the 7. All right, so we're on the 8, off on our lay, increment by 1. Or you get the guys that will get lucky and hit a good roll that's better than probability, make some money, and you see their rack expand, but then they just keep playing, and their rack it's like an accordion, right? It'll go up and it goes all the way down to nothing, So it's like that play is so typical. All right, so 6 increment by 1. That's 2 count. What's Waylon? I'm liking this strategy. I usually lay the 4 for 100, buy the 10 for 25. I win on the 7 roll and every 10. Yeah. All right, let me read that again. I usually lay the 4 for 100, yep, and buy the 10 for 25. I win on every 7 and every 10. Yeah, I don't see enough 10s. Although, yeah, you definitely see more 10s, but that 7 is always right there. So this is an easy way. So there's a 7 out again. Again, 3 rolls. And those short rolls are the ones that kill these people. It's like, and they get upset about it. It's just like, dude, that's probability. So you're going to see rolls that go more than 6, yeah. But I guarantee you, I see fewer rolls that go more than 6 than I do less than 6. And those less than 6 are the ones that are the ball busters, because that's the one where you get all your bets out. All right, so we're going to reset our counter. We got our $100 lay 4 out there for the come out. Here we go. And there's a 6-1 or 5-1-6, sorry. So the only bad thing about this really is this come out, right? So if you get whacked with a 4, then my knee-jerk reaction is to immediately put 300 out there to try to get it back. But I have to wait for a 10 count, and it may take several rolls to get to that 10 count, as you can see here. It's very much of a grind. But again, I don't have any money at risk really, so it doesn't cost me anything. I can wait, right? And on win craps, it's generally half an hour to an hour per session. I'm looking for 25%. And like you said, Waylon, 9 out of 10 times, I will get there, right? And it takes half an hour to an hour, worth of rolls. That's 120 rolls per hour. But I'll get there, and it's right around 280. And so I'm okay with that. A short session, relatively short session, 25% and walk. That's ideal to me. All right, so 6, 4, 10, increment by 1. So that's our third roll. Here we go. Looking for 10 rolls. 10 rolls. There's a 2, 3, 5. That's roll number 4. And we'll get past the third roll that time. See how far it'll go. 6, 2, 8. That's roll number 5. So we'll put a nickel over there. Take our 4, put it behind. There we go. Continue our roll count. 5, 1, 6. Point hit. Off on the point. We're not going to do anything there. We're going to increment by 1. Still got nothing. The only thing we got at risk now is the pass line on the 12 midnight. 2, 3, 5 is the new point. Increment by 1. That's our 7th roll. Okay, the people you are talking about, it's from Waylon, will same bet across every damn time until they, yeah, that's exactly right. So I know they're waiting for the big hit, but if you've only got a 3, like you said, and most of the guys say, you got to have the bankroll. So if you want to play 64 across, a $300 bankroll is not going to cut it. Now, it just is gone way too quick. So now if you had a $5,000 bankroll and you wanted to play that, but somebody with a $5,000 bankroll doesn't want to play that small. So I think it's kind of probably relative. All right, 6, 3, 9. So that's our 8th roll. like I said, those are the two things I see the most. And now that I've had a chance to observe, because I'm not in action a lot with this strategy, which I do like. 415, so that's point hit, and that's our ninth roll. Again, nothing at risk except for the pass line. So we got a yo. That would be a what's the word I'm looking for? A wash on the pass and don't. All right, so that was our 10th roll right there. Okay, so that yo was our 10th roll. So now we'll go out on our lay 4. So my opinion is, again, 6 being the average, we're at 10, so the likelihood of seeing a 7 is going to be greater. So now I'm not going to continue to count. I don't care. I'm just going to let it roll out to a decision, whether it be a 4 or a 7. We're a 2-to-1 favorite on the 7 over the 4, but obviously the 4 can show up, and it does. 5, 3, 8. Yo. And this is exactly the way I play, and I like playing on an empty table because I can just chuck the dice down there, bam, bam, bam. The dealers are like, they can do their calls. It's kind of no action for them. 5, 1, 6. It's just bam, bam, bam. Looking for that 7. 10, 6, 4. Yes, I do. So what I do is if I get whacked by the 4, what I'll do is when I get to that 10 count, and that's the key, is I got to wait for that 10 count, 2, 3, 5. Then I'll go to 300. So I'll do a lay 300 on the 4 to try to get it back. But I'm still waiting for that 10 count roll. And where I tend to get whacked is if I get knocked off on say the come out is the 4. The point's a 4, I get knocked off. If I immediately go back out without waiting for the 10, that's usually where I get whacked. And if I go out for 300 and I get whacked, then I go out for 600. So it's the chasing is the part that really gets me. But yes, I do. So if I get and generally because I'm waiting for 10 rolls, the 4s, a run of 4s doesn't generally happen. There's our 617. All right, so that's going to be a $2 VIG, and that's going to be another $50. So where are we at? Let's see. So that's $200 there, and we still got our original 9. 8, 9. So, all right, we got a couple more hits. All right, so we're off. We're going to reset our counter now back to 0 because we got our 7, and now we're looking for a new come out. And there's another come out 7. There you go. And it isn't, and that's why I added this because, and I don't understand why, but it does seem like you see the come out 7s with enough regularity to justify betting on the come out, hoping that you don't see a 4 on that come out because that's the only exposure you've got on that until the 10 rolls. But you do see them, and you see back-to-back 7s, and that's realistic. I mean, you do see that in the casinos. All right, so another $2 VIG, $50 winner. And here we go, coming out. And there's a 2 craps. All right, so that's our first roll. Again, increment our counter. 5, 1, 6. Point is 6. All right, so we're on the 6, off on our lay, increment our counter by 1. All right, so our count is at 2. Roll number 3 is a 6, point hit, hard 6. So we increment our counter by 1. Not doing anything. We still got nothing in action except for the pass line exposure to the boxcars. 10 is the new point. On the 10, increment our counter. That's our 4th roll. And there's an 8. That's our 5th roll. So we'll move a nickel over. Move the 4 back behind. Again, we're looking for 10 rolls without a 7. 5, 1, 6. I mean, to me, it's a nice low-stress strategy. Not a lot of moving parts. All right, there's a 5, 2, 7 out. Okay, so what roll was that? That was roll 7. So, again, 1 over probability. Okay, so we reset our counter. Yeah, put our nickel back. Put our lay 4 back out there for the come out. Here we go. And there's a 9, 5, 4. All right, so our lay is off. Point is 9. We increment our counter by 1. 6, 2, 8. And I tried it, Waylon, where I was doing the 6 and 8, when I had the lay 4 out there and I was trying to do, while I had the coverage on the 4, doing a 6 and 8 and trying to hit that 1 time or 2 times. But it got to be too complicated. And, when you hit one, it didn't work out. It wasn't worth the squeeze. How do they say that? The juice wasn't worth the squeeze for me. All right, 6, 4, 10. All right, that was roll number 3. 4, 1, 5. That's roll number 4. This is easy and it's profitable. All right, that looks like a 617. I'm going to call that a 6 up against the bumper there. All right, so that was a 7 out. That was roll number 5. Reset our counter. Put our lay back on. All right, what's Waylon saying? I like the strategy. Last time I played, there were lots of come out 7s. Yeah. But it wasn't anyone that made 10 rolls for 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, this does make money. Like I said, I did it every night on the Royal Caribbean, and I got no comps. The pit bosses hated it. There's our 5-2 come out 7, but I didn't care. I was there to make money. I wasn't there to make comps. So, the dealers were okay with it because I would occasionally put out I'd put out like a $50 no 4. If I won it, then I would keep the $50 out there and put the quarter out there for the dealers. And then when we won that one, which was most of the time, then the dealers would argue amongst themselves whether they were going to pay themselves $12 on the 25 or $13 on the 25. So that was kind of humorous to listen to them argue amongst themselves as to how much they were going to pay themselves. So that was kind of funny. All right, so another $2 VIG, $50 winner. I think we're pretty close to our target. We'll do one more hit here. Of course, that's usually the kiss of death when I say that. All right, there's a yo. So what do we got? We got 7. That was our first roll after the 7, so that's a yo. That would be a wash on the pass and don't pass. There's our 6, 4, 10. Yeah, like you said, Waylon, you definitely see more 10s than 4s. I don't understand why. There's absolutely no probabilistic reason for that, but it definitely is the case, or at least it seems to be the case. All right, so that's our second roll. Our lay is off. We're looking for a 10 count now. 3, 2, 5. So we got no exposure now. Third roll. And get a 5, 1, 6. And I think this is a little bit better because we're taking advantage of the come out 7s and we're playing a little bit more. So, maybe they won't get as frustrated because when I wasn't playing anything except for waiting for the 10 count, I was doing nothing most of the time. And after a while, one of the dealers gave me grief. Most of the dealers didn't. All right, so there's a 6, 2, 8. Oh, that's our 5th roll, so we'll put a nickel up there. But when it came to me, she said, "Oh, you can't roll because you didn't have any action on the previous shooter." So because they didn't hit 10 rolls, I never had any money in action, so she wouldn't give me the dice. So I complained to the pit boss, who I had met on the Allure when we did the heavies craps cruise. Nice guy. But he was on the Harmony, and he said, no, that's not a rule. I'll talk to them. But it didn't matter because towards the end, I was just like, if it was a true random roller, which most of them were, then I didn't need to roll. So I would just pass it. I would let the other people have their fun, playing the dice. I didn't care as long as they were a random roller. All right, where are we at? 6, 2, 8. So that's our 6th roll. I'm sorry, hard 8. 6 roll. Here we go. Looking for a 10. Whoa! Dice off the table. No roll. And on On Royal Caribbean, they were very strict on their no roll policy if both dice didn't hit the back wall. So if both dice stayed on the table but they didn't hit the back wall, I would still count it as a roll. But if one die went off the table like this one just did, I did not count it as a roll. All right, there's a 415. That is our 7th roll. Looking for 10. I told this one dealer to mind his business. It's my money. I'll bet how I like. I won $700. Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's all about, to me, it's all about the money. I don't give a shit about all the rest of the stuff. That's the only reason I'm playing it. I enjoy playing it, but the only reason I'm doing it is because I enjoy making money. All right, that's a yo. So that's our 8th roll. All right, let's see if we can get to 10. Well, and I found that, tipping them, especially tipping them the $25, and they make, $37 or $38 from it. They like that, So I would stop, and I would, rather than doing the lay for 100, I would do $50 like I said, and then if I won, I would put the 25 out there for them, leave the 50 out there for me still, and then play that. And I would do that several times. All right, so that was our 8th roll. Oh, I don't know if I incremented it or not. All right, here we go. So you kind of get, 617. So you kind of get them on your side. All right, so I maybe lost track there. But anyway, it didn't cost us anything. We didn't have any money in action. Now we do. Our lay 4 is back out, coming out. And oh, look at that, come out 7. All right, so I think we're going to call this session. Let's see where we're at. So that's going to cost me the $2 for my $50, which I'll gladly pay. All right, so let's take down what we got here. See where we're at. Okay. Let's see how we did. There's 5. Nickel. See what we got nickels here. Feels like 25. Yep, 25. There's 50, 75, and a dime. 3 greens, got it. All right, what do we got here? There's 100, 200, 300, 400, 4 1/4. What do we have here? There's 5. There's 9. Take one of these hundreds. All right, so there's our $1,000 starting bankroll. So we ended up with $336. That's not bad. How long was that? Let's see. 32 minutes, 33 minutes. So, I'll take that every day of the week. What do you think, Waylon? So 33 minutes, $336. Pretty consistent with the strategy. You can do it. And this is consistent with what I see on WinCraps, so that makes me very happy. I love WinCraps. I think WinCraps is a great tool. I think it's more of a simulation tool, but for rolling out strategies and testing them out, it's a very good way to do that. But I also expect to see a correlation between the physical table and WinCraps. So yeah, that was good. Yeah, nice win, right? So, and if I can do that at the table for an hour or less. Go out, buy myself a couple of cigars, go home, have a nice lunch or dinner with my wife, come back out and do it again. I can do that 2 or 3 times a day. I'm okay with that. So, yes, you definitely want to have the table to yourself, and that's why I like the one thing I like about what Tony Leo says is, when I move to Vegas, which I'm planning to in 2025 for retirement, I'm an early riser anyway. So I'll get my ass out of the house. I'll head over to the Orleans, which will be my local. And I'll hit them up first thing in the morning, be there by myself, and just roll them dice out. Just bam, 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 kick them out, So that's definitely my ideal way to play. I really don't want to play with a bunch of other people at the table and go do other things when it's crowded. All right, well, thank you, Waylon, for joining me. Have a great day, brother. And we'll see you next time.